right? So you got a lot of mileage off of that. So when they see him playing like Gauntlets or Orb or something like that, they're like, it's almost like they think it's too hard, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, they're like, you shouldn't be able to play that weapon. It's like, no, like MegD's a competitor of the game, bro. He's not just like a one-trick pony, and people need to like really abstract him out of that thought.
Well, we'll see if he can change some minds here as we get into game number 1, MegD versus Raydish. I'm not sure if this is just a disrespect or a confidence play from MegD, because like Raydish is the Petra person, whereas MegD's like he's shopped around a little bit. Generally leans into sword, but looks like it's Gauntlets and Orb for now.
Okay. So far, things have been relatively even here. MegD has a little burst here, but Raydish does an aggressive nair back to the stage to kind of let MegD know that he can't just do whatever he wants. Raydish will swing back sometimes. But even with that said, like, no one's really getting a huge lead here. It's interesting because with these weapons like MegD, I mean, we were just talking about it, right? Like, he has to kind of get in there at some point, especially with a character like Petra. Like, there's no way you can win the Ditto by playing passive. It's just not in the character's nature. At the high level, I'll say. You can do anything at the low level. It's the low level.
Anything can happen, but MegD wanting to play the Orb game, gonna be looking for a sidelight setup. Raydish comes down. There.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was expecting a nair or like maybe a falling recovery, but instead gets that M-Light. Great advantage take from Raydish here, but no KOing moves, and at this point, if you're MegD, it doesn't really matter because anyone can KO you, so you're fine getting hit side to side. Because if you get back once, that's all you need. And so you play toward that, and he gets back once, and now he might even find the stock because of it. Tries to overextend a little bit with that side light, guessing a dash back, but Raydish, or rather, Raydish jumped. Raydish jumped. That's always the worst when you re-dash back and they jump. It's like, why'd you jump, bro?
You're supposed to stay grounded.
You're supposed to stay grounded. Now the next time I'm going to do dash jump side air, and then you're going to dash back, and I'm going to feel stupid. You know, it's the worst. You're just always one Yomi layer off, and just trying to synchronize.
All right, neutral light gonna KO for MegD though, and a lot of damage being put out there. Weapon swap. Looks like he wants Gauntlets this time.
Okay, MegD really taking his time now. Radish as well. You know, a little bit of that posturing. You know, we were seeing before in South America, but swinging is coming out a lot more now from Radish, and I think MegD's actually getting this huge up opening because of it. There we go, another response from MegD. His reactions have been on point, and he's pretty much challenging Radish to a competition of, I think my reactions are better than yours.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really good job of staying horizontal against Radish, and Radish keeps throwing out these down airs, which are like Orb classic approach tool, and MegD's just, he's beating him out with these side airs.
Okay, nice response from MegD there as well. That one was hard for me to call. I was like, was it a reaction? He did do it after the dodge, but it was so fast that I'm like, there's no way you saw that and then responded, you know? But these kids are also different, so yeah. I never really know.
He is built different.
By the way, Radish on the back foot now. Kind of getting, it's tough. Losing, you know, with your like one-trick character is always just like, not that I think Radish considers himself one-trick. You got a Rayman, you know, there's some other characters in there, but it makes you lose a lot of confidence in the head-to-head. Ooh, all right. Decent progression there from MegD. Radish tries to get the Shoryuken, but no, you can't.
Edge guard? Oh, missed the dare.
No dash jump ground pound. Yeah, extremely late. I don't know if he like his brain lagged or he thought he was gonna catch like maybe a delayed return to the stage, but Radish just popped right back on.
And he does get that side air. Raydish gonna try to take this one back, but kind of to your point about like the mirror match is just like the only way to win is to outskill your opponent, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no like, oh, I character cheese or oh, the weapon matchup, blah blah blah. Like
you can blame it on the stances.
Better player.
That's about it.
Oh, dude, they are in different stances. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe base stance is the play.
Let's see. Raydish does have a little bit more speed than MegD though, you know, so that should count for something, especially in a game where like movement matters so much. He has a slight edge, extremely slight, but it's slight.
But it's adding up. Raydish gets the wall touch. Once again, MegD kind of just letting him come back up. Wants to just get those neutral wins. Knows that a side light side air will do it, and there it is.
Okay, and I'd say well played to MegD. You know, that one some games, especially when off stage is involved, you feel like who wins is a gamble, just because people play the game of, do I think I can get that early KO, or do you think you can? And sometimes it's like, all right, well, if you guys just play consistent neutral the entire time, it probably wouldn't have looked like that. But that game was entirely consistent neutral from start to finish. There wasn't really a lot of like bursty moments like that, and I think that's like almost the worst possible feeling that Radish has to deal with now. You know, not only did I lose in the Ditto, or the mirror match, if you will, I lost every step of the way. You know, that's hard to swallow pills.
Yeah, it's a tough one because like the only choice is to nod your head and go, yeah, I got outplayed.
Yeah.
I got to play better. I got to adjust. And looks like the adjustment's going to be a different map as we get into game number 2. And to your point about the intense neutral that kind of happened in game number 1 is like, that's what I generally remember when these two run into each other, is like they're more willing to play that neutral than someone like Luna, who's really going to like keep trying to press advantage.
Yeah, they really respect each other a lot. You know, I think it's another way of like looking at that. It's just like, I know what you can do, you know what I can do, and it feels like it's almost the way they play against each other is a battle of prideful neutral, you know? Whereas like they're just saying, I can do it better than you. And in that last game, MegD was just the one to come out on top there, but Radish, as you were saying before, just has to make the adjustments. That's all it is. You know, there's nothing else you can point at, and in some ways it makes adjusting even easier because you can go on a more macro level with the way you approach things.
You know, looking solid though. Doesn't hit the side air. MegD able to dodge through. Another side air connects for Radish. Not enough to put him off screen, but he's chasing. Goes for a recovery there. Wouldn't have KO'd.
Okay, Radish maybe for a birth there. Oh, goes for the ground pound, but MegD actually just goes high with the recovery, which like is a bit of a risky play to go for there, but I think he recognized that Radish was in the corner, might even have gotten hit by it, and was like, you know what, I'll roll the dice. The fastballs are intense, man. They're mashing down on their respective keyboards and controllers like their lives depend on it. I promise you, you've never seen two people in the world mashing down input harder.
Got to get those fastballs frame perfect.
Oh, man. Look at them go.
Radish did get that stock advantage. Can he get some extra credit here? MegD throws away the gauntlets, trying to finish off the stock. Once again, side air territory.
Megi might go for like some recoveries here, just because it can be pretty hard to punish. There's one. Just get Rage to fall into one. Might be the easiest way, but a side air is also a great option. Goes for the side light there, trying to catch him jumping. But there we go. That is going to be enough from MegD to find a KO. We'll see if he's able to claw his way back, because so far, you know, as the tale has been written, the person with the slight inch has just maintained it. So right now, it's looking like much more than a slight inch, though, as Radish might get this edge guard.
Oh,
he
just
falls
Air City.
out of the side air.
Still, he's gotten really good damage here. This is a
like
real lead.
He's playing like it didn't matter. That's how you have to do it. Just adjust.
Hashtag just get better.
Just get better. Like, you can either complain or just get better. Why not just get better?
I like the first option.
I mean, complaining is more fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to argue against that. Complaining is so much more fun than getting better. But getting better is infinitely more fun. So, well, depending on how good at complaining you are. If you're good enough at complaining, it feels pulling it a different way, and then you don't really have to care too much. But either way, final stock here for MegD. Really just trying to hang in there and bring things back. This is a good start. Finds two neutral lights, but a beautiful dodge up on the neutral air from Radish. Gets him back to center stage, but MegD just find another blow. Recoveries. That sound effect always gets me. It's so good. It's so good. It's like you can feel it going around the orb in your headset.
We're going. Okay. Good side air.
The body. It's like a hula hoop.
Spinning around. Man, MegD just trading out with Radish. This is it's gonna take a big play from MegD if he wants to close this one out. Otherwise, this is gonna look like a Radish game.
Yeah, no. This is a Radish game for sure here. MegD has to, I mean, see, he just went YOLO ground pound. At this point, he has no idea. And Radish is like, yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead and get on to game 3 because that was embarrassing, sir. You know, that's a good response from Radish. As far as like, after losing game 1 that way, I think that's about as hard of a response he needed in in that game to really send a message to MegD. And so MegD now, I mean, honestly, all these matches is people having a conversation, but it looks like fighting. And so, like, I want to see how he talks to him.
Yep, it's an exchange of information and communication through fisticuffs. But Raydish, I think, has sent a very important message, not only to MegD, but like to himself. It's like a confidence boost. He gets to tell himself, you know what? Okay, I might have played back game 1, but I know what to do. I can keep going with this game plan. And I like what MegD did here. Banned out most of the maps with soft platforms because I think that's kind of one of the things that played in for Radish, is he had a couple other routes that he can go with those soft platforms, but looks like Radish is going to lean into it. He's going to Small Brawlhaven.
Small Brawlhaven. So this is a pretty loud response, I think, because as far as like gaps can go in terms of gameplay, this is the stage where it's easiest to create those large gaps.
Yeah.
And with the way that Raydish was able to win game 2, I think the betting man would say, I think going to a stage like this for Raydish on game 3 seems perfectly fine, because then you can just beat him even harder. And so on the side of MegD, though, winning here also sends a different message. Because if he snowballs on a stage like this, it really means a lot in terms of how Radish has to process going into the next game. And so it really does go either ways here, as we already have about half of the first stock underway. Ooh. And a slight opportunity for MegD.
Getting him into the red here. Not quite in SIG KO percentage, but still some good damage being put out. Sidelight, side air. Trying to chase forward there. There's the neutral SIG. MegD just respecting it. Another side air. Oh, nice. Weapon toss. Not quite enough. Side air. And MegD. Is this the snowball?
This might be. This could be the start. He has a decent chunk of health to work with here as well, so he can go for some riskier options. He's already winning the neutral game. Finds one neutral light with that orb. And look at the way he's just dashing around. And of course, like, if you're Radish, you're waiting for that weapon spawn, which you just got. But MegD was perfectly content just kind of jumping at him and not pressing a button, as long as he knows that when he presses the attack button, it's going to hit.
Wants that accuracy.
Sometimes when you spend too long being accurate, you get hit 3 times. You know, that's what happens. You got to find your confidence sooner.
Well, a little bit of confidence here from Raydish, trying to chase into the offstage. MegD now over to the gauntlets, finding his own as he's getting a couple of hits here onto Raydish.
He's just dashing at him and dashing out. This time he's like, all right, I didn't attack the last 2 times, but maybe on the 3. But I feel like there's something to be said about how bad attacking on the power of 3 can be. Don't give your opponent a countdown for when you're going to attack.
Yeah, I mean, it is, of all things, like, it's one of those patterns that people hone into, like, really quick.
Really fast.
You'll see it on, like, off stage a lot when they're, like, touch the wall, jump, touch the wall, jump.
Yes,
That's where you'll see it happen a lot. But good side air from Raydish will clean up that stock count, and MegD not able to really get that snowball rolling.
Oh, man. But still not out of the woods just yet for Raydish. Still has some work to do here, as MegD still manages to extend this lead a little bit. And dashing around him as well. I mean, his movement's looking solid enough. Raydish can't seem to just, like, get a swipe at him on the cross through. That's really where you have to find that moment, because he is literally walking by you. So you just have to time your hitbox right. But MegD's making it ambiguous enough, and with these dash landings, it's a lot harder to react to.
I mean, it's got to be tough for Raydish.
Like, look at that, right? Like, there was a moment to hit him there, but geez.
Because he doesn't want to whiff either, because the second he does, MegD going to send him flying. Sidelight, side air, going to take another stock. Snowball, back to rolling.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The more ability to control your character you give somebody in the game, the more they're able to express how accurate they can be. And so it's really fun to watch as these two just kind of slowly but surely beat the living crap out of each other. But this time MegD seems to have maintained that lead, and even if it's not a commanding game number 3, if he's still able to win with like 2 stocks, I think he sends the message back. If he wins with 1, I think it shows that he's vulnerable and that Raydish might just clap back on the next game. But here's an opportunity, no dodge, just runs back to the stage, and I think he's going to do his best probably to try to maintain this second stock. And makes sense, why not, right? Don't have to do anything too risky, but there is something to be said about finding huge opportunities by playing risky when you're up a stock. He didn't really get much, and so now I wonder if it was worth it.
Well, this is not too different from the lead he had on the second stocks. There's the weapon spawn, gauntlet to gauntlet.
if he plays consistent neutral, he wins, but it is small Brawlhalla, and so I always feel like the opportunity for that to just get shut out is very probable at any moment.
It is funny, like we talk about the posturing that we saw from other regions and then the posturing that we see from Radish and MegD, but it's not like two people like puffing out their chests, as like one will puff out their chest, the other one kind of backs away, and then they'll swap, and the other one will puff up their chest and back away.
Yeah, it looks like in South America you're watching two bulls go head to head, and then in North America it's like people are like dancing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's very intriguing to watch. It's very intriguing to watch because there isn't anything to say that one is necessarily better than the other. But there we go. It looks like MegD just inches becomes mile. You know, it just a little bit better too than the game one. So
yeah. But also, this is kind of what you were talking about, where it ended up being a MegD final stock on a map like Small Brawlhalla, where it can snowball a little bit. So Radish isn't completely done for. The hard part here, if I'm in Radish's shoes, is that I'm now down 2 games.
Yeah.
There's no more second chances. This next one, you're kind of expected to win, but then it's going to go to game 5, and with the way that this has been kind of pinballing back and forth, pinballs don't do that, ping-ponging back and forth.
Pinballs can.
Well, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
But the way that it's kind of just been flowing back and forth, it means it's going to end up in MegD's favor, unless game 4 is something real different.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that, like, if I'm playing this set, it can't continue like this, especially if I'm Radish. Like, what it feels like is they are rolling the dice at who gets the first advantage and then just maintaining it the entire time. And so what it means is, especially against someone like MegD, if you fall behind, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm sweating. I'm sweating for Radish.
Good sweat?
No, it's bad sweat. I have not been converted into a Red Raptor Radish believer yet.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen it, it's been clapped up in my eyes. And so, like, seeing it pulled out here means either you are looking like to build the confidence with a character like this, to use it in tournament, you have to whip it out here. It's the only way you build that confidence. But in the same vein, if you have a track record of like not having the hottest time, then like you can really shoot down your own confidence with that character. But perhaps just like really can't stand the mirror match and said, I had to do something different. We can both play Orb. Just give me different tools so I can feel like I'm playing a different character. And that might be all it is for Radish. We'll see. But so far, he's gotten the first lead. And if he maintains it, it's a slight lead, you know. MegD can echo back, and just that hit alone pretty much does that, as MegD slightly takes the advantage. But it is so slight. These shades of yellow are very close right now.
Yeah, one thing that's tough about this character swap now for Radish is that he's not going to have borderline the same stats the way that he did when he had a Petra with speed stance. It's like, when it comes to trades, if they go blow for blow, MegD's going to start winning out.
Yeah.
Has that higher strength, and Red Raptor not exactly a strong character or a high defense character.
But he does have some cheekiness, and we also have the boots, right? We get the Radish boots, which I didn't know how much of the boots he was going to lean into after picking this character, but it looks like holding them for at least a little while. Got hit a lot. I want to see. I think these are like the first few strings he's gotten with the weapon, and so far it looked pretty decent.
Yeah, getting some good stuff there. Got that neutral light and downlight side air. I like that he didn't active input chase, but MegD, he's still got the orb. Sidelight side air, going to give him that stock advantage.
Yeah, there's something to be said about finally getting to play your other weapon when you're already at a damage value where getting hit once sends you off stage, because it means you don't really get to try out what it can do a lot of the times. And one of the things that we get from Red Raptor is that really cool down signature we just saw from Radish, but it's a little harder to hit than it looks. Ooh.
But the recovery will hit and will KO.
Barely.
Radish could have swapped weapons. I expect him, yeah, to stick with the boots.
Oh, man. Let's see. Radish with the falling neutral air. Trying to find something here. And we saw a lot of reverse snares as well from some of the other regions to go ahead and open people up. Especially West was really good at doing that, but okay, Radish just playing the nooch. I'm with it. That barely missed.
Tried to get him with that cross. Oh, backed away. I thought he could have swung
Gotten
there.
like a D-light or a side light there, maybe even reverse end light, but I think was scared of getting caught.
Especially on that corner. trying to get these nair approaches. Notice that MegD generally is doing like dash jumps.
Yeah, I think MegD knows now. He stopped doing the nairs because I think he was a little bit too obvious with it. Okay, gets one. Nice.
Oh, okay.
I respect it, yeah. Goes for the, you're not going to dodge here.
Tried to play that mix-up game.
Ooh, light. That spacing from Radish was phenomenal, dude. I do not know how he did that. Wow, yeah, nah.
Yo, he knows orb, come on.
He went to the speed force or whatever for a second. And that's it.
Yeah, that'll take him down. Final stock here for Radish. MegD, 2 stocks to 1, 2 games to 1. And he's sticking with that orb. Denying weapons from Radish. Oh man, the 3-piece on top of it.
Okay, let's see. I'm feeling a bit, oh, nice try. Scared for Raydish's boots right now. I really feel like if he's gonna try to win this set, he has to play exclusively orb from now on. I think he kind of ran the gamble a little bit and it didn't do well enough. And he needs to take that data and just do with what has worked in the previous games. But it might be too late now. We'll see. If he can get this stock without taking one more hit of damage, let's go. Then he's back in this. He just takes him on an Akira slide out to the blast zone.
Dude, that's always been like one of my favorite things to do against someone who is playing further back. Is just say, bet, and just hit the side sig, chase him as far as you can. But final stocks here. Can Radish take this to game 5? Nice read with the sidelight side air. Sidelight side air, keeping him out there.
He needs a sedge guard, dude. Oh, he almost threw right there. He needed to get that touch. He didn't realize he went too low. But now, Raydish, 1 sig away from losing a stock. A sidelight air won't be enough quite yet. But he has to get some unanswered hits here, and that's exactly what he gets. Oh, he's going to chase. He has no dodge here landing, and MegD doesn't get a huge punish for it, but he does get something. Can Raydish push this to a game 4? It's hard to say. MegD's looking. Oh, boy.
Oh, misses Sair. MegD gonna get that stage control. Side sig thrown out. Downlight Sair. Oh, Meg
off the easy. Wow. Man. Raydish was really trying, though.
Yeah.
He was really trying, though. Almost had it. Almost had it. And just imagine if that recovery was enough to KO off the top that he got earlier, but Red Raptor just don't hit that hard, you know? It's like,